Hey everyone, Jared here. Well, it's getting close to the end of 2016, so if you're looking for a budget phone with the latest in budget phone specs, the UMI Plus is something you might want to consider. So the UMI Plus doesn't come with anything special in the box, just a user manual, quick charging brick, charging a data cable, and a SIM tray tool. The build quality seems pretty decent. It feels like a solid phone with an aluminum chassis, but plastic strips across the top and bottom for the antennas. We've got a USB-C port at the bottom, flanked on both sides by speaker grills, but with the actual mono speaker located on the right. And with that, I'd have to say the speaker is my biggest complaint about this phone. It's extremely tinny sounding, even for a budget phone. The display is a 5.5-inch 1080p LTPS display by Sharp, and it's an awesome display for a $200 phone. It has good contrast, great color, and it's sharp. Not IPS display sharp, but Sharp's sharp. Get it? It could use a bit more saturation, and its lowest brightness setting could be a bit lower, but all in all, it's a great display. For device navigation, we've got menu and back buttons flanking the home button, neither of which have backlights. They're completely blacked out, which if you think about it, isn't really that big a deal, and you do get the option of having on-screen buttons if you prefer. Now the home button's a weird one though, so it acts as not only the home button, but also the fingerprint scanner, which isn't anything new, but it also acts as a tactile button, so you can actually push it in, but as far as I can tell, it only launches the recents menu, and when it does, it actually puts you back to the home screen because the capacitive home button function picks up your home button launch command first. Weird, huh? But the fingerprint scanner does work well. It's really accurate, but slow. Once unlocked, you get the vibration confirmation, but it'll take a second or two to actually see your home screen. There's an additional hardware shortcut button on the left side of the phone for any app you'd like to launch. I have it set to the camera app, but although it'll launch the camera app, you can't set it as the shutter button too, which would have been sweet. It's running stock Android 6.0 Marshmallow, and it's bare bones stock. I mean, if you jump into the settings, you'll notice some traditional Chinese budget phone elements and settings options, but look in the app tray and yeah, super bare bones, which you've gotta appreciate. It's packing a MediaTek Helio P10 CPU, which is actually a really nice chip for a mid-range device that's actually comparable to the Snapdragon 810, and with 4 GB of RAM and 32 gigs of internal storage, navigating around the menus, launching apps, and playing games performs well without a hitch and little to no delay. The huge 4,000 mAh battery combined with the 1080p display and bare bones Android 6.0 provides awesome battery life. When testing, I left the screen brightness at 50% and ran a playlist of 1080p videos streaming from YouTube, and from 100% battery hot off the charger to 50%, it managed a total screen on time of 4 hours and 30 minutes. So keeping in mind, that's streaming 1080p video over Wi-Fi for over 4 hours straight. That's pretty good, considering you'll probably be doing less consistently battery-consuming tasks anyways. The Samsung-made 13-megapixel rear camera is okay. It does a much better job than most other mid-range / budget phones I've reviewed, but it's almost not worth taking pictures with it unless you've got HDR turned on. And even then, although the detail is there, it seems to wash out the background, mute colors a bit, and lacks virtually any dynamic range, and blurs out the edges a little bit too. The 5-megapixel selfie camera, also made by Samsung, wasn't really even worth myself noting. But keeping in mind it's a sub $200 device with some great internal specs, great build quality, a good display, and great battery life, I'd say this is worth consideration if you're a phone enthusiast with a small budget. But that does it for this one. I'd love to know which mid-range or budget device you've all been looking at or are considering, so drop me a comment and let me know. If you liked the video, show me some love with that like button, and if you're new to my stuff, don't forget to subscribe for new videos every week. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Cheers.